Hello everyone. I'm a Dr. Mohal Banker, interventional radiologist, and in this presentation, I'm going to discuss this very good case of a slow flow venous malformation into the left thigh region. This lesion is very extensive, and let's have a look how to evaluate this lesion and how to treat this lesion with absolute ethanol. So this is a young patient presented with swelling into the thigh region, and lesion is so much extensive that it starts from the knee region and extend up to the upper thigh region, particularly on the lateral side. And the patient main complaint is severe pain after prolonged standing hours and with the walking. And because of this pain, he is not able to perform his day-to-day work. So lesion is so much extensive and it gives lots of pain to the patient. Now let's have a look on its these lesions MRI. There is a T2 weighted image shows extensive lesion starting from the femoral head to the little condyle of this femur. So entire thigh region is involved, intramuscular portion and suprapatellar region. See, lesion is so much extensive. You can see on the MRI. So now next question is how to treat it. This patient has already taken more than 15 sessions of polidocanol sclerotherapy, but he has no benefit of it. Such an extensive lesion involving muscles and tendons or surgery is not possible. So what to do? Absolute ethanol embolization is the only way to treat vascular malformation with the long-term good results. So let's have a look why absolute ethanol embolization is so much effective. So let's understand uh, some anatomical features of the vascular malformation. It gives us a clear idea that why absolute ethanol embolization works better than any other modality of treatment. So every vascular malformation has its nidus, and nidus internal cell lining has a typical very highly growth potential. If the small portion of these nidus cells is remaining inside after the treatment, then the disease will recur. So now what happened that if you treat this nidus with the glue or sclerotherapy, which block the lumen of the nidus, but it doesn't destroy the inner lining of the cells. That's why all this modality of glue embolization and sclerotherapy with the different sclerosing agent like polidocanol or bleomycin, it fails in the long term because the nidus cells are intact. So first and foremost thing for long term results, uh, you have to destroy the inner lining cells of the nidus, and absolute ethanol, if injected within the nidus, it will destroy the inner lining of the cell nidus, and that's why it gives a long term and better results for vascular malformation. But absolute ethanol embolization is very subjective, and technical expertise is must, because if you inject ethanol a little bit more or into different way, it gives very devastating effect. So first of all, evaluate the lesions for ethanol dose requirement, and for that two parameters is very important: how much contrast needed to fill up the lesion, and what is your injecting speed of the contrast. So these are the very two subjective parameters. See, for the same lesion, one person can inject a little bit more ethanol, and another person can inject little bit different dose of the ethanol. So that's why technical expertise is very important, and that's why I always suggest that if the center is doing 1 to 5 cases or 10 cases per year, then that center will not develop the expertise for treating the vascular malformation. So patient has to choose a vascular malformation treating center which has a very high number of patients treated within the center. That's why technical expertise is already developed in that center, and if patient is treated by technical expert, then outcome is definitely better. So let's see my way of ethanol embolization. I'm going to show you how I uh, decide the dose of the ethanol and what are the outcome of injecting ethanol embolization. So first, angiography of the lesion. You can see over here. First, I inject the contrast within the lesion, and this is how the contrast spreads within the lesion. And uh, within a short span I don't see major filling of the veins with the contrast. So by injecting the contrast within these nidus, I typically observe how much contrast is needed. Typically in this case approximately 15 to 17 ml of contrast needed to fill up the lesion, and then after a long time, after 14 to 15 seconds, thin lean veins are visible, which drain the contrast within the main circulation. So I have enough time to inject the ethanol. So my according to that I decided to dose and the injecting speed of ethanol within the nidus. And here these are after injecting the contrast I have taken the one image. It shows most of this contrast is washed out. Some little contrast is residual seen, but most of the contrast over here is already washed out. So now let's see how I inject the ethanol within the nidus. I've already shown you by that how much dose is required, that I've already decided. And then you can see over here these are white color over here. So these are ethanol injections within the lesion. These are negative contrast effect on the DSA, and by this spreading of this white color I am able to judge that this ethanol is spread over almost this much portion of the lesion. So by this negative contrast effect I am able to uh, judge that this much of lesion is already covered with the ethanol. uh, so first of all do the angiography of the lesion, and how much contrast is required, and what is your injecting speed. According to that, decide the dose of the ethanol and inject this ethanol within this nidus, and you can visibly see well how much ethanol is spreading within this nidus, and by that you can conclude that this lesion is well covered or not. And later on, after a few minutes, you can do the angiography and confirm that this nidus is closed or not. If not, then repeat the injection within the same nidus. So these a angiographic image. These a black color of the contrast shows uh, this nidus, and there is a negative contrast effect which shows a white color, which shows ethanol distribution within the nidus. So complications, this is very important part. Most of the patient complain of significant pain, swelling into the first week of post procedures, and the patient has also developed the local skin necrosis if the lesion is very superficial. And systemic ethanol toxicity is one of the most worst complication of ethanol injection. Everybody try to avoid it, and for that restriction of the dose of the ethanol is very important. This point I am going to cover into next slide. So these are the important complications of absolute ethanol embolization. That's why technical expertise is very important to reduce this complication. So now what are the drawback of ethanol embolization? See, it's very important to prevent the ethanol systemic complication, and for that I have to reduce the ethanol dose per sitting. If I inject more and more ethanol, then there are chances that some portion of this ethanol going into the main circulation, and if it enters into the main circulation, then it will create the systemic complication. So that's why I reduce the dose of ethanol per sitting. And because if I use more uh, less amount of ethanol, it may require more sitting. Like in this case, patient has extensive lesion, for it covers the entire thigh region, so it needs multiple sitting to cover entire lesion. So this is the main drawback of ethanol, uh, that it doesn't treat within the one or two sittings. It requires multiple sitting, and if the lesion is such a huge, then sittings will go beyond 15-20 sittings. So thank you so much for listening this case. If you have any queries, you can send me your queries on my email ID, And for any further information and for more cases, you can visit this my website. Thank you so much.